Hello, and thank you for joining. I am Patricia Fuqua Lovett with the South Metro Democratic Women's Council. The organization's purpose is to create awareness and facilitate support for various social issues and programs that concern women in the South Metro area, and also the surrounding areas around South Metro. The South Metro Democratic Women's Council is extending an invitation to all eligible candidates from each district for the upcoming municipal election in the South Metro area. An email has been sent to each qualifying participant to participate in our interview series. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing Councilwoman Nanette Saucier with the City of East Point, who is running for the position of Mayor of East Point. So, by way of greeting you, Councilwoman Saucier, thank you for joining and welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Mrs. Lovett and the South Metro Democratic Women's Council for the opportunity.
Thank you. We will get started I will ask you to just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I moved to East Point in 1999. I had to think about it for a minute. When I bought a home in the Oak Forest neighborhood, my first experience with East Point reminded me of my hometown of Syracuse, New York, because we had beautiful established neighborhoods. The homes weren't right on top of each other, as I saw when I was looking for a home, because I moved here from Duluth. That's where I lived before I moved to East Point. Fell in love with East Point, and very shortly after moving here, I got involved in things that were going on. I've always been a person that cares and tries to help people when I have an opportunity to. So from the very beginning, I was involved in the President's Council. I was instrumental in creating the first Briarwood Blossom Lane Neighborhood Association, because we were going to be negatively impacted by a subdivision that was being built here. So I rallied the troops and we created a neighborhood association, and that was the beginning of my political career. I served on different bodies. I went to the Citizens Academy and graduated from that. And for many years, I was the chair of the East Point Building Authority, where I learned about bonding. And professionally, I was at one time, when I worked for Blue Cross Blue Shield, the city of East Point was one of my accounts. So I got to know a lot of the staff through helping them with their insurance benefits. So I've seen both sides of East Point. And one year I decided I didn't like the direction that the government was going in. And, you know, when I saw a problem and I said, well, if we did this as this, maybe that would work. So I decided to run, and in 2013, November 2013, I was elected your Ward C at-large council member.
Thank you. Thank you. What is your platform and why are you running for Mayor of East Point?
I am running for mayor because I feel as though the influence of the mayor plays a very instrumental role in the future of the city, and how you treat people matters. The mayor is your figurehead. The mayor is the contact for government officials. The mayor has a lot of face time with the public, and your mayor is supposed to put East Point in the best light. I also feel as the mayor that I would have an opportunity to create relationships that can help us with a lot of the projects we're doing. I can build relationships with our federal officials, our state officials, and county officials. And my plan is to put East Point in a favorable position when opportunities open up, whether it be for funding or programs we can participate in. So they say, oh yeah, Saucier over there in East Point, and just put us in that position so we're well known and highly favored. That's one of the things I would like to do as your mayor. And as far as my platform goes, I really know the situation East Point is in now. We're kind of at a crossroads. We made great progress from 2014 to 18 with a council that worked together and focused on East Point. Unfortunately, it seems as though the focus has been a little distracted and we're going in too many different directions. We have a lot of development we still need to do. We have a lot of infrastructure projects we need to take care of, and we definitely have to improve our permitting system and city service delivery.
Okay.
Common sense things that we need to take care of to help move us forward in the right direction.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Um, what makes you qualified for this role?
8 years on city council, we 8 years at the end of this year.
Okay.
Well prepares me for the role of mayor. I have been instrumental in a lot of the things that have happened between 14 and 18. I've sponsored legislation, written some legislation. And again, relationships are very important. I've built a lot of relationships, whether it be the federal, county. I saw something one time where I felt East Point was being treated disparately. And I asked the city manager to go with me to speak to Commissioner Pitts. Building relationships with people puts us in a more favorable position and allows us to do more things. I mean, if we had a money orchard somewhere where we could just go pick money all the time, that'd be great. But we have to be really fiscally smart and find opportunities for partnerships and be in a position of favor when it comes to doing things. I've really learned a lot about municipal law and knowing the direction that I want the city to be in with my experience and my professional experience as well, because I've worked in the health insurance industry, which is another highly regulated industry for many, many years. So my professional experience in both of my positions, I feel has me well set for the position of mayor.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Due to COVID-19, what legislative priorities would you push or support as mayor?
Well, unfortunately, the state doesn't have very strict laws when it comes to wearing a mask or immunization enforcement and things of that nature. Of course, immunizations is a very personal decision, but what I would like to do is through education and speaking to people, let them know the facts, because we've got a lot of bad information. And you ever notice the bad information gets out there first? The accurate information, sometimes people don't know. We have a lot of seniors here in East Point, and everybody doesn't have access to the internet. Okay, so we have to find creative ways to communicate with the entire population and get the correct information out to them. Now that the kids are back in school, teach them ways that they can protect themselves and their families. I think that is the best thing we can do right now, because again, the immunization doesn't protect you 100% against catching the virus. It's a good defense mechanism. And I was one of the first people to run and get it. But everybody's not at that point yet. But I feel through education and giving people access to what they need. I personally, when we were at the height of the pandemic, I'm sure you remember when masks were $50 a box. Well, $50 would be a lot of money to a lot of the people living here in East Point. So luckily I was blessed with someone donating face masks, and I used my communications budget to buy hand sanitizer. And I sat in my living room with a bunch of people, and we put on gloves and we packed kits. And I went throughout the city making sure that people had access to the barrier protection, hand sanitizer. And I also created a front and back pamphlet that gave them information where they could go if they needed a test, different resources that were available to them. And again, it's about getting out in the community and making sure all people have information, because everybody doesn't have access to the internet.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. What resources have you brought into the city of East Point as a council person? Some of the resources that you have supported or just brought in. Some of your thoughts on that.
I have to think, because I've done a lot of things over the years. Independently, I haven't, as a council member, I'm a part of a body.
Right.
And we work collaboratively to bring a lot of development here. One of the things that I'm really proud of that we were able to do, when I first came on council in 2014, we had a huge surplus of electricity. That electricity we owned. It was a very long contract that we had with MEAG. So I thought of ways to burn up some of that energy that would eventually allow us to reduce the cost to our residents. And we were able to find a cold storage facility. The Atlanta Community Food Bank moved here. We have a couple of data centers that moved here. So I worked with the staff in city management's office and the economic development office. And I said, hey, here's my idea. Let's try to find businesses that have a large or a need for a large load of electricity. And when you work collaboratively in a collaboration with staff, we have been able to do some really great things. We've brought some additional retail options. We have some new businesses such as the Amazon distribution center that are here. But by going and visiting people at the state level, working with my economic development department in the city manager's office, and again, just talking to people, it put East Point in a favorable position where when the economic development unit at the state had the ability to promote areas, East Point is one of the areas that was moved up because of our proximity to the airport. And we have a lot of development going on around us. And that's something I really want to make sure that East Point is included in. I'm sure you've heard Airtropolis.
Oh,
We
yeah.
definitely want to be a big part of Airtropolis because it's going to bring additional opportunities to everybody that lives here. And of course, revenue is always extremely important.
Right. That's right. That's right. Thank you. As kind of a closing, how can the public get in touch with you if there are any questions or if they want to talk to you about anything? How can they get in touch with you?
Well, I kind of have a dual role right now, but for the campaign, I have a website that is Nanette Saucier for Mayor.com. You can email me at Nanette@NanetteSaucierForMayor.com. And I can be reached at, I have to look at the phone number because I have so many. I will give you the phone number of 404-445-5768. That number again is 404-445-5768.
Can you repeat your website again, just in case someone missed it?
Sure, it's Nanette Saucier, which is NANETTESAUCIER for the number 4 Mayor.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to say in closing? Anything that you think your supporters and the voters of East Point would like to hear and would like to know, or anything you want to recap? Feel free.
I would like the voters to know that since I've been in office, the reason I'm here in office is because I work for you. It's always shocking to me when I hear my constituents say, you called me back or you came and you really helped me. That's my job and I enjoy it. It's a labor of love. I really love serving the citizens and I love working towards making East Point as best as we possibly can. Now, we do have some things we need to work on. This isn't the East Point of 20, 30, 40 years ago. The world is changing, and it's very important that we pay attention to that and we change the way we do things. We need to have an overview of our entire ordinance. Things need to be updated. Things need to be added to address a lot of the situations we never had before. We need to make sure that our police department is strong and they have all the equipment and technology they need to keep us safe. We need to make sure that we operate under a transparent way of doing things. The citizens have a right to know every single thing we're doing, how much money we're spending, what it's being spent on. I don't like operating behind a cloak. We definitely need to improve service delivery with our customer care department. And most definitely, without a doubt, one of my priorities would be to get our permitting process overhauled entirely, because that is one of the things that is stopping us from being able to develop. We have right now, and this makes absolutely no sense to me, contractors that will not come to East Point to do business because our permitting process is so difficult. Now, that is something that can be fixed. So just applying common sense and staying focused on the city of East Point and making sure that all we do is for East Point residents, East Point business stakeholders, and East Point employees. This should be an East Point for all, and everything we do should benefit everyone that is here in East Point. It's okay to have fun, but you have to take care of business first. And we are just a great city. One of our greatest assets are our residents. And by staying focused on smart development, improving service delivery, and overhaul and updating our ordinance to address the issues that we have up to date, I think we will be on a great trajectory to keep moving forward.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Councilwoman Saucier, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to allow South Metro Democratic Women's to interview you and get your candidacy out to the public so that they will have a great opportunity to hear you and see you and get in touch with you.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Lovett. I've enjoyed our interview, and thank you again to the South Metro Democratic Women's Council. What you do is very important. I wish more people were involved in the political scene so we could
So do I.
be ready for the next generation here. But thank you for all you do at the council, and thank you for the interview. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and I wish you well on your campaign.
Thanks so much. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Take care. Bye-bye.